And talking about bands somebody should invest in that are very talented, let's end the show off on a positive note with the band Induction. They have a new album, hopefully coming out in the next couple years. They just announced a new singer, a couple other new members in the band. Induction, to me, is one of the best power metal bands to come out in the last 10 years. Seriously. From the production, and especially with the songwriting. I mean, very few power metal bands that come out these days really impress me. Induction is a band that really impressed me. Now, some of you might say, oh, well, you know, the guys at Halloween, you're just biased because Tim Hansen is Kai's son. Actually, that has nothing to do with it. And in fact, I didn't even know Kai's son was in the band when I first had heard them. It wasn't until quite a bit later that I saw Tim Hansen was in the band. Folks, this band is a game changer. You know, there are some power metal bands that have come out that I really like. I like the band Metal Light, for example. I like Beast in Black a lot. But for me, from a talent perspective, from a songwriting perspective, Induction is a game changer. They are up there. They should actually have a bigger following and bigger fan base than they do. Because number one, they're not writing generic power metal riffs. They don't sound like every other band out there. They have it's kind of like a mix of old school power metal with a lot of modern sounds mixed into it. It's probably the best way to put it. They have a new singer, Gabriele Gozzi, and forgive me if I pronounce that wrong. I don't live in Europe. I'm just an American. I don't speak Italian, so forgive me if I'm wrong. But Gabriele Gozzi, I could be mispronouncing that again. He's a new singer. Now, I wanted to hear what this guy sounded like. So he does have a YouTube page. I will link that YouTube page in the notes here on YouTube. And you can hear his auditions for the band. And man, he fits perfectly. I mean, not only does this guy sound great on the existing material, but I think they are going to record a great record with him. I think their next album is going to be a game changer, and it's going to be an album of the year candidate. When you look at the progression from Induction's first album to the second album, which the second album was probably one of my top 5 albums of the year when that came out. Man, these guys are great. And it's interesting because when I met Kai Hansen backstage when Halloween played in Michigan, and I went up there and I was talking to him and I was telling him how awesome of a guitar player and songwriter I think that his son is, his response to me, he basically told me that his son is a better guitar player than he is. Kai is a legend. He is probably, him and Wyke are two of the godfathers of power metal. Just, it is what it is. I've known Wyke for years. I know him really well. I don't know Kai that well. But I can tell you, his kid, Tim, listening to their new singer, Tim Hansen's a talented guy. And he has brought together, in my opinion, probably the right people for this next album. I think this next album is going to be, in my opinion, could be one of the greatest power metal albums that's ever come out. I cannot begin to tell you how much I am looking forward to that album. I cannot begin to tell you how much I cannot wait for the next Induction album. Hey everybody, Tony here from the Metal Command Podcast. Again, I appreciate your support. Since 1998, I have hosted this show in one form or another, starting off in radio and now in the podcast format. Again, thanks for watching, and if you like what you see and hear on this show, by all means, please hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell to be notified anytime I do post a video, and if you see this program on any other form of social media, please give me a follow there. Again, I always appreciate your support.